So I've got a bit of explaining to do. What's up, guys? It's Edge once again on the Minecreek server, and it's been a month. It's been a long month not being with you guys and not talking with you guys. My goodness, I never thought I would miss it so much. But let me tell you what happened. It's a fairly complicated story, but I think you guys deserve to know a little bit about what happened. So, let me start off with the main reason why I was gone. First off, I was already planning to be gone for a week because I went to Mexico within that little month period of time. Oh, hey, what's up? But that was the second week of this 4-week absence that I just came back from. So let me tell you what the other 3 weeks were from. So basically, week 1, or this one weekend, okay, this is a week before I went to Mexico. I got in a bit of a fight with my parents, said some bad things, so I got my phone and computer taken away for 4 weeks. And I had no idea it was coming, so I couldn't put out all the episodes I had built up. I couldn't do any of that I was going to do for Mexico alone, but at least if I had those up, I could have spread it out a little bit, so you guys would have something maybe once or twice every week, and that would have been really good. By the way, I'm just kind of walking around here, but that didn't happen. I didn't have time to prepare. Happened all of a sudden, and so yeah, then a week into that, I go to Mexico. I've got some really good stories from that. Some really good memories, some really good friendships out of that, actually, if anyone cares. But but anyways, and then the weekend that I got back from Mexico was actually Easter weekend, so you can kind of figure out how long, the period of time that this was in. But anyways, so I get back, and my dad says, you know what, you've been good for these 2 weeks, you've been a good boy, so I'm going to give you back your phone. So at this point, at least I had, oh, that was quick, short visit there. At least I have some way of communicating with the guys, and I can also keep track of what they're doing by watching videos. I don't know why I just took that. That was bad. Instinct, I guess. And I can kind of keep track of what's going on with the server. Kind of, sometimes I got in a Skype call with the useless, but that was it because I couldn't really do it on my phone. I also had a family computer that I could use a little bit, but there was no way to record because it's just not very powerful. I could barely play Minecraft. I really couldn't even play Minecraft. I tried it. I went on the server for a couple of minutes to get over to this town. This new, I'm going to call it a village because I don't like calling it new spawn. Because spawn is spawn. You can't change that. Alright? That's my philosophy. But anyways, I think we should build on top of this mountain here. That'd be kind of cool. I really have no idea what I'm going to do for this yet. But anyways, so where was I? So yeah, I get my phone back, which was good because then I could communicate with some of the guys, tell them that I'm not dead, that I'm planning on returning. Thank them for withstanding my absence, so to speak. And I can at least do that. I can comment on some videos, like some videos, etc., etc. But really, I don't have much communication still. Now, I think about a week into it, I put out a video that only got 13 views because I think the sub box was broken when I put it out, and I had no other way of communicating it to people. Basically, it was just an old video that I never uploaded. I think it was one of the Far Cry. Oh, don't know what this is. It was one of the Far Cry videos that never got uploaded. The co-op, and so I uploaded that with a big explanation in the description. I'm not sure if anyone really saw that. I know 13 people did, but no one commented or anything. So I don't think it worked with the sub boxes. I don't think anyone really saw that. So I was a little bit disappointed there. But I kept on going, and eventually, now the 4th week, I have it back because I was a good boy, and now I am planning on uploading regularly once again. I told the guys, they asked me what I did because I told them I got in trouble, and I was like, yeah, you know, I shot my sister. No big deal, just a little bit of a grounding there, but it's all good. Spider! Ooh, and that brings me to another topic. So, unofficially, Spider and I are going to be working together in the next Minecreek UHC, which I haven't really heard too much about since I haven't been around on Skype, but I know that they have been wanting to do an official one for a while and get one that is public and all that, for your entertainment. And so, I think that would be pretty cool if I can do that with him. So that may be happening. So yeah, now I'm back and I have my computer that I can use on weekends only now. And this could be until summertime, which basically means that I'm probably only going to be able to get out like 3 or 4 videos a week at the most because of uploading times and editing times and all that. And it also means I'm going to have less time to produce content like Call of Duty, because that takes a while. You have to play a bunch of games. To get a good one, and then you have to commentate over that. So all that stuff takes a lot of time, and Minecreek is going to be my priority when I'm like in the weekend, like thinking of stuff to do, and be like, oh yeah, let's do a Minecreek episode first before we do anything else, and then go from there. What I think I want to do is, you see that big thing right there? I might do something similar to that on this side over here. But let's think. I could do it out of a different material, maybe? Like, maybe I should do it out of wood? I feel like wood would be too monotone unless I mix in different shades of wood and leaves, kind of like this right here. And that could be pretty cool. Let's think, what do you put on a hill? You put a lighthouse. People put statues of, like, Jesus looking over, like, a town. That'd be kind of cool if I could do something like that. Maybe with like the I'll do the Steve skin. This is what I should do. I should do a statue of the Steve guy, just standing. You could be standing on one foot, like trying to balance, and like holding his arms out to the city, like he's protecting it or something. That would actually be extremely funny. That might be cool. Maybe I should do it on this one though. It's kind of more central. Okay, buddy. Let's get you back in order. I don't know where he spawned. Spider left without saying goodbye. Dang it. It's alright. So it seems like people are moving over to this new area over here. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of calling it the new spawn just because you don't have a new spawn. It's not 0, 0. It's negative 1500 and 800. So like pretty much 1,000 and 1,000 right there. So I guess it's okay, but I don't like the name. I want it to be called like the Minecreek Village or something like that. Classy as that sounds. So yeah. Amazingly, while I was gone, I gained about 4 subs, I think, 4 or 5 even. Which I don't know how that even happened, but it seems like my growth wasn't really even that stunted by the fact of that I was gone and not uploading any videos, so I couldn't get that out. Alright, so I'm not really doing much right here, and I'm kind of slowing down on what I want to talk about, so I'm going to cut here. Badger's plot. I think I'm going to cut here. I'm going to think about some cool stories from that Mexico trip. And then I will come back. Real quick on a side note, there was some other footage that I had already recorded, like an entire episode of this. And that's going to be coming out as well, but it's going to come out after this. Fortunately, the 2 projects that I will be doing in each episode won't be the same, so you won't like be confused. Like, whoa, he did that before that, but it came after. That kind of thing. But I'm still going to upload that because there's some good content in it. So yeah, let me get some materials and think about what I want to do here. All I know is that I want to do something in this village, whether it's a house or a statue or a big castle or what. But yep, I'm gonna take some time to think. Guys, I'm back. I've got some supplies and I've also got some ideas. So basically, what I think I want to do now, I'm getting hurt a lot. Gosh darn it! I think I want to do is I want to make an elaborate house hanging over the cliff over here, and I think the way I'm going to do that is by using wood to support the house, and it's going to be kind of an abstract, crazy thing coming off of there. I thought about the Steve idea, and it just didn't work out for me. But if I'm going to make this, the first thing I gotta do is make a way to get up there, because right now, trying to ender pearl up there, I'm realizing that's a bit tough. So what I want to do is either extend the road and make it wrap around this mountain somehow, and then end up at the top. Like, we could start over here, right here on this bridge thing, these stairs going down, you can see. We could continue these stairs going down, and I'll need to get some gravel and make some stone slabs for this, but continue those stairs going down, and then make kind of a sketchy way up that side of it and curve up it using wood and make it look a little bit rickety, and using stairs, wooden stairs. See, I got wooden stairs and half slabs. We can make little supports for it going up. I don't know if you understand at all what that means. Haha, thought they fixed this. Sharp edge. Boom! You're dead. We probably shouldn't kill animals. Oh well. But this way we can make that curl up. What we could also do is take some of these. We can go farm some of these leaves here. We can make hanging down, basically so that it looks. It's probably gonna look kind of like this bridge, actually. Maybe we should like mimic this design up there, because this is pretty cool. And then it would be like this bridge going up it, and then it would have some supports. And I think the style of this village is more of a sturdy style than a rickety style. So I guess maybe changing this on the spot. But I guess the best thing to do would be to use this wood right here. At least for the bridge part, and I can make these too and make half slabs, and copy this design in a way and make it going up, and then still use probably more of these right here as pillars to support it. Not like you actually need that in Minecraft, but it looks better if you do. Probably use pillars to support and also fences to support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop this chest down over here and put all the wood that I have in it, and then I'm going to go farm some tropical trees. And while I'm doing that, I need to talk a little bit. So there's some more stuff that happened while you were gone. The first thing off the top of my head is that I got an email from what's their name? The ones that Ark works for. My goodness, why can't I remember? Oh, Monkey wants to play FFS. Pick up, you bugger. Not right now. Go away. I don't know if I can do this or not, but we'll try that. I'm busy. He's texting me too. I can feel it on my leg. All right, so he can wait. So the first thing was that RPM contacted me and said, "Hey, we saw that you requested earlier. Just want to let you know we still want you." And I'm kind of like, I've heard good and bad, and I don't want to sign your stupid contract and all that stuff. So I don't think I'm going to be going with them anytime soon. Oh, that would be really nice, is if someone had, because this is going to take forever to find the forest, but if someone has a sapling in here, which I'm guessing they do, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to get all this wood. That's going to hurt. Oh yeah. Then I can just use bones and do it that way. That's probably the best way to do it too, to farm this stuff, unless those are them over there. I don't think that's the right tree though. And we need the leaves too, so I'm not really suited for that. I can get, if there's an ender chest, which there is right here, I'm gonna borrow. Oh, yes, you're wonderful. I will return you with more than that. Unless you have a couple more, that'd be even better. That would be, it'd be good if you had 4. I can make one of those big trees. Those are oak. If I have any leaves, I can break them and get more saplings, I think. But these are all oak. Alright, so whoever this is, I'll return them, but let's also get some iron. We're actually not going to use shears right away because we need to get the saplings going first. And hopefully that will work out in the end. And I'm probably going to need some bones as well. I may have to run back and get bones, which would suck. But it'll be worth it. Yep, so I'll keep you guys around. You guys can see how we get here. It's pretty simple actually. They did a good job with it. If I can remember where the portal is. Over here maybe? Yeah, there it is. Can see it through those trees. Alright, so another thing that happened was I started using Twitter. Now, oh, it's over here. Now, if any of you guys know, I have a Twitter, but I rarely ever posted anything on it. But since I could not use my computer very much recently, I slowly had transferred over to using my phone more. And in doing that, I started using Twitter a lot. So, there's going to be a link at the bottom of my videos now in the description of each one, just as a reminder. To go check that out, because I will be posting a lot more in those. And actually, if you follow all the Minecreekers, it's a great way to kind of keep track of what we're up to, and also have kind of a more of a relationship with us. You can contact us personally on Twitter, and I know at least for myself, I will gladly contact you back, because I mean, there's probably only going to be a couple guys contacting me every day at the most, so no sweat. I will definitely get back to you on just about anything, unless it's something stupid like, hey, can I get on Minecreek? Because we already said that applications are closed. And if you were a good fan, you would watch those videos and know that they were. But yeah, there's my stuck-up attitude for you. So yeah, let's hop on this train. I was fixing this up earlier, trying to get rid of some of those dang trapdoors. They're still everywhere. My goodness. And actually, I think I'll just grow these over here. I didn't really need to go all the way over to the village for that. But we got inspiration from the village. So that's good. As you know, as I said earlier, I'm going to be saying village. I'm not going to be saying new spawn. So this is obviously a problem. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, it's not new spawn. It's a village. It's the Minecreek village. And that's what it always will be to me. So there you go. That's probably just because I didn't have any real part in making it. So yeah. Alright, what was another thing I was gonna say? Well, okay, so here's something. So I was trying to record some Battlefield 3 before I left, right? Because I know Battlefield 4 is coming out, and I'm trying to relive the last moments of Battlefield 3 before that does come out. And then it's going to be dead, and everyone's going to be playing Battlefield 4 unless it sucks, and they'll be playing anything, and it'll all just go downhill from there. But until then, I was trying to play some Battlefield 3. And so I hop onto I go onto the Battle.net thing. Battle.net? It could be Battle Log maybe. But I do all that. And I gotta have more bones. Yeah, there we go. I do all that. And I get on there, and I log into a server fine, and then about a minute and a half later, I get logged off. I'm like, well, okay, why did I get logged off? So I tried a different server. I thought maybe I just got kicked for some reason, and I try that next one, and sure enough, that one kicks me off in only a minute this time, and it progressively got shorter and shorter until I realized there was a problem. So I looked it up on the internet, as good Battlefielders do. Good PC gamers do, and yeah, saw that other people were having similar problems with it, and it's something to do with the new patch or new maps, something like that. Let me get this rid of this for you guys. Yep. Peaceful. So realized that was going to be a problem. So I haven't tried it yet since being grounded and not having my computer. So it could be interesting. If that does work again, I'm gonna start posting those videos. Probably not very consistently, but oh, that sucks. Short. But I will try to post them more often than I am right now. That's for sure. Dang. Oh, that's why I took so much bone meal. Had to grow big and tall. Whoa, this one got taller? No, it's the same one. I'm still getting used to the sensitivity. Which, I mean, COD is going to be terrible for a while. I'm going to have to relearn how to play with COD on the PC. It's been so long. I played COD a little bit on my PlayStation during that time period. Not quite as good. I mean, I didn't have Black Ops 2. I had Black Ops 1 that I was playing. But still, I had higher hopes, higher expectations for a game that I already had played. Which doesn't make any sense at all. Let's get rid of this shovel here. So yeah, I was talking about Battlefield 3, and I was going to lead into a new topic, but then that never happened. Oh, here's a good one. Alright, so since I was gone and I had a lot more time to watch videos, I did. And some of those videos happened to be UHC, Season 9, Minecreek, which is actually getting me pretty pumped for the UHC that we're doing tomorrow, that you guys should see if all goes as planned. It's gonna be pretty epic. Me and Spatter are teaming up. I'm pretty excited. It's the first UHC I've ever played, so you'd expect me to be bad, but I think I got it down because I've watched so much of the Minecreek guys, and I watched the Minecreek guys from Season 2. A lot of people didn't see the UHC till later when they started doing PvP, but I watched it back when they were one team of 4 guys or whatever it was, and they did it that way. And that was actually my favorite, I think, so far, was Season 2 when they did it as a team. But that's just my personal opinion. A lot of people like the new stuff a little bit better. But, so that's about, I mean, so I'm watching all of that, and it's actually been kind of good, kind of getting back to the core of YouTube, which is enjoying it. Because let's be honest, you get into this habit of recording every week, and it can get a little bit dull. So it was kind of good to go back to my, I guess you could say, my roots, which is watching those guys. Team Nancy Drew in particular, Greed Paws and Beef are my favorites, I think. I usually try to keep up with Etho and his Let's Play, not so much his server activity, but I do try to keep up with his Let's Play stuff most of the time, but I kind of fell behind. And just kind of found that after a while it wasn't, I mean, you learn a lot, but it wasn't quite as interesting, wasn't quite as entertaining. And really that's what I want at this point from YouTube, is entertainment. I kind of feel like I already know all I want to know about this game, all I need to know, to have a good time pretty much. So that's probably why I've been drawn more towards the funny guys and less so the Doc M, BWO, and Etho, which all have their specialties in the game. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Alright, so here's another thing I want to talk about. So I just got back from tryouts about half an hour ago, and I took a shower and all that. But what was weird was when I got home, right when I got home, 1 second. My family just got home, but right when I got home, I was expecting to be greeted at the door, someone to let me in. But when I got home, everything in the house was dark. Everything was dark. I mean, I couldn't even hear my dog. I don't even know where he was. So first thing I think is, oh well, maybe they went out, but they weren't planning on going out. I didn't hear of any plans, and also I had no messages on my phone from them saying they had gone out and all that stuff. So I was kind of weirded out. And me, I'm a fan of, bit of a fan of Hawaii Five-0. If any of you have seen that, it's a good show. You should see it if you haven't yet. I'm a little bit behind now, but I watched a lot of that, and basically that's a cop show where at the beginning there's pretty much always a death or an abduction. So I'm starting to freak out a little bit because my friends dropped me off. I don't have a key to the house. There's a key like hidden, but I don't have one usually, and I don't drive yet. Not for another month. I don't drive myself. So my friend dropped me off, and I go to the door, and it's just pitch black inside. Not a light to be seen anywhere. And so I'm starting to think like, oh man, did someone like break in and kill my entire family? I start having these horrible thoughts. And so I go to where we hide the key, and I get the key out, and I'm like, okay, the door could be rigged. The door is going to blow up when I open it. I've made haters in my day, and they're coming back to kill me. So I open this door, and I kind of step back right as I open it, thinking someone's gonna pull a gun on me or something's gonna blow up. And then just nothing, just creaks open. So I step inside. I can't see it all, and I'm holding this key in my hand like it's a dagger. And I'm ready to go like fend off whatever evils lay inside for me. And I go inside, and I called my parents before this, and there was no answer. So I'm like, oh, the phones are probably like lying on the ground next to their pools of blood or something. Too many cop shows, I'm telling you. It's a bad thing. But yeah, then I so I go inside and I turn on the light. There's no one there. And then I start calling for my dog, and he's not coming. And I'm like, well, where are you, buddy? Where'd you go? And I just hear I don't hear anything from him. And I'm waiting, and he doesn't come. And eventually I call really loudly, and he wakes up. Apparently he was sleeping and didn't hear me ringing the doorbell or something. But he finally wakes up, comes off the couch. I'm like, oh, thank you. At least somebody's alive. And then I get a phone call from my parents saying they're at our new neighbor's house, which is actually another kind of funny story. Just good story time today. So get back from Mexico on a Saturday evening, and I'm ready to go home and sleep in my bed. That is what I want to do. We've been sleeping on the floor and on the ground for the past couple of weeks, and I will tell you more stories about that. There are definitely some good ones. Every time I go on one of these retreats, you guys will hear stories from it, just because that's how it works. You get these amazing stories from these retreats, and I love going on them. But so I get back from there. I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna go home and sleep in my bed tonight. And so I get there. My parents pick me up, and they're like, oh, by the way, yeah, our friends, they're staying with us from Washington because they're moving out here. I'm like, what? And I kind of faintly remember hearing about them moving here, but my parents had no idea that they were gonna have to stay with us because they're getting their own house, of course. But it wasn't ready to be moved into, so they're all down here, and they don't really have their stuff yet. They just have their suitcases, and so yep, they took my room, of course, not my brother's, not my sister's, my room. Because, you know, I'm a gentleman. I'll give it up for him. But yeah, so I got all excited about sleeping in my bed, and really, it was another week later, and I sound so privileged by saying this, but it was a solid, it was probably a solid, like 13, 14 days, 2 weeks maybe, without sleeping in my bed, which, for a kid in my area, pretty rich part of the country, they're like, oh man, how'd you do that? My goodness, I couldn't, you know. But I mean, that also kind of got me thinking, because also I'd been to Mexico just recently, and I'd seen all the poverty there. And ooh, let's do this. Boom. So I was kind of like, well, you know, these guys. I mean, the house. Okay, real quick, we built houses there, right? The houses that we built were 10 by 20 feet. That is tiny by first world standards. I mean, that's and it was for a family of 8 too. That's incredible. So it just gets you thinking, you know, if they can do fine and they're content with this much, why do I have to have so much more to be content, you know? But so yeah, that's kind of what I got from that trip. Especially, I think it was probably kind of meant to be that I would have to come home. For those of you not religious, that's cool, but for me it was God's doing. That I would come home, and then, of course, I'm the one guy that can't sleep in his bed for another week, just to keep pushing that lesson, that it's not important. It doesn't matter. You don't need that. It's a privilege, and you should learn to appreciate it. So yeah, that was a little story from getting back from Mexico, not actually the story from getting into Mexico or being in Mexico. There are some good stories, some good drama, some good, just tasty stuff. You know what I'm talking about. But I think this episode has gotten to be a bit long. Thank you for sticking around and hearing me talk while I made some wood. Sexual references are the best. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Again, check out that Twitter link below. I will be posting a lot more in there, and it's a great way to contact me. Maybe even a little bit better than YouTube, because I can't reply to, well, I guess I can't reply to personal messages on YouTube, so scratch that. You can you can contact me on YouTube too. But Twitter is just, I've become very fond of it, and so I will be using that more often than you are used to, and that I'm used to. So yeah, check that out if you would, please. Also, I'll leave a link to the network channel. Big thanks to those guys, Monkey in particular over there, who are making this all come. Oh, yes, and that's what I meant by network channel. I meant the there's gonna be another link to the website than you're used to. I always have the network linked in there, but now there's going to be a website link as well. Pretty sick actually. Monkey, not Monkey, Patrick, I think it was, from G3NTV. Please be right. I hope I'm right. I think it was him, but he went out, and I probably haven't more than enough wood now, by the way. But he went out and made this website for us. A big thank you to him. Go check out his channel. It's in the description with all the other channels for the guys on the server. Amazing guy, made this amazing website. Check it out. Actually, it's pretty cool. It's got bios on there. It's got recent videos on there, recent tweets on there. It's got just about everything you can think of and more. And it's very well done, very professional. I love it. You'll love it. Check it out. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and a comment on anything you want to. So, see you guys in the next one.